welcome back to my channel. Welcome. If you're new here, come join the Mooney squad. My name is Mooney, or my name is Julie, but you can call me Mooney because this is Moonies Metaphysical. That's usually how I go by when I'm doing my readings and for my brand. But if you're interested, come join the Mooney squad. Here we like to talk about all things witchy. We like to talk about anime. We like to talk about witch tips and crystals and all that good stuff. So if you're interested in sticking around, definitely turn on the notification bell and subscribe and like this video. Thank you so very much. And so without further ado, let's get started into episode number 2, the chakra series. Now this series, I mentioned before that it was going to kind of be like a get ready with me. However, though, something came up, so today I just did a simple quick makeup look. Nothing special, like literally just foundation, concealer, some brows, and like a little bit of blush. Nothing crazy. So definitely I will be doing a get ready with me on my next one. So definitely subscribe and turn on the bell notification so that way you can come join along with me, and we can also talk about makeup and tips and just like items that you like. So definitely check that out. But without further ado, let's get started on episode number 2, where we're talking about the second chakra, which is your third eye chakra. So a little bit more about third eye before I talk about cleansing and grounding and all that stuff, right? So actually, there was something I wanted to start today on this series is pulling out an affirmation card on like these type of videos. So here I have the Listen Bitch affirmation cards to remind you who the fuck you are. It's a 50 card deck. I purchased this one on Amazon. I'll be leaving it in the link down below. So let's just see what is the affirmation that we need to hear today. What's going on today? What's the affirmation? What do we need to hear? What's going on? What's the... This one, it came out, it stuck to me. We have here, listen bitch, no other bitch can do it like you. Okay, period. No other bitch can do it like you. It's Friday today. This video is going up on Friday as well. It's Venus Day, so definitely reset your altars, do some witchy tips, honor yourself, give yourself a bath. And no, you don't have to be or identify as a female to give yourself a little bit of extra loving, okay? And this deck is not just for women, so remember to honor yourself and to give yourself a little bit more loving today on this wonderful Venus Day, because you are that girl, that guy, that person, okay? And so yeah, I just thought the affirmation deck was cute. So now we're gonna get started talking about the third eye chakra. Okay, so what is the third eye chakra? The third eye chakra is basically in the center of your forehead. It's the pressure point in your forehead. So when you get a lot of headaches, or you're experiencing brain fog, or any type of even like psychic downloads, you will feel a lot of pressure typically right here in your third eye chakra. And so your third eye chakra represents your insight, your physical as well as your internal insight. You know, what you feel, what you get from like downloads, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through sleeping, whether it's through working out. I know some people get downloads like that as well. So it really is just your pressure point that allows you to get insight from both the external realm and also the spiritual and your also internal realm, how you're thinking, what your mind what direction your mind is going, what's your thought process. So the third eye chakra is that point right here in the middle of your forehead that's really a pressure point that allows you to analyze both your surroundings and how to process them. So here I typically use my third eye is a dedicated third eye chakra. This incense, I typically get this one actually at the Dollar Tree. It's like cruelty-free, eco-friendly, and it's bamboo stick, so it's sustainable. But definitely do your research. I also have some incense available in the shop if you're interested. Never demand it, never expect it, but always appreciative. So if you definitely want to check that out in my shop, definitely the link will be in the bio. It is also the link in my like YouTube channel description. So definitely just check that out if you want to. But typically I use a third eye chakra incense, or I use rose incense to connect with my third eye, because rose really focuses on self-divination. It's like self-loving and also divination work. It's like understanding your strengths and understanding your weaknesses and how to connect to the spiritual realm and essentially your higher self. So typically with rose, I use rose. I use lavender and rosemary honestly for a lot of things as well too. Like if I can't get my hands on rose or something sweet like a peony, maybe even a lotus, like very florally, self-care, self-loving, and that allows me to get more in tune with my feminine energy is really what I would recommend for you to probably practice with when you're working with your third eye chakra. But I also use lavender, I use rosemary. Those are good for cleansing and protection, also honing your abilities. So, you know, those are herbs, I call them universal herbs, that you can find in incense or burn the actual leaves. Maybe find sage bundles. I also have some of those available in my shop as well if you're interested. But specifically for me, I use rose when I am grounding myself and when I want to work more with my third eye chakra. Typically when it's like, I would recommend working with your third eye chakra if you have a decision that you're not really 100% sure about. Like, you might feel it internally or like physically where you're not exactly sure why you feel the way that you do for the situation, but you're like, I need some logic, and that's when the third eye comes in, because it also connects both your crown chakra as well as your brain. So it's a really good combination of understanding things emotionally as well as logically, and how to connect them and understand them together. So I recommend rose incense. Maybe you can even do like a rose bath. Get yourself some roses, get yourself some actual beautiful roses, and just honor them, put them on your altar, work with them. And just meditate. Maybe do a sound bath as well, like a sound bowl bath. You just get it, listen to some on YouTube if you don't actually have a sound like bowl to do it yourself. But those are really ways that I really recommend for working with your third eye chakra. It's really to activate things from the external realm, and also in how you process them internally, physically as well. So, and emotionally. So the third eye chakra is really kind of a combination between the both, and I really recommend working with things that really make you feel good about yourself and make you feel confident, because the third eye chakra also really connects with your mind and helping you build up confidence. So that way you know that, like, okay, I know something like the back of my hand, and I want to learn something at the same level that I know something like the back of my hand. So it's just really connecting you, understanding, and it's really helping you learn. And that's the focus of the third eye chakra. Now, if you feel like your third eye chakra is blocked, where you have headaches frequently, you can't think clearly, you are not trusting yourself, you have brain fog, you literally have pressure right in between your eyebrows all the time, you have frown lines, like you're just not feeling the best and you don't trust yourself, then definitely that's signs that your third eye chakra is blocked. But it could also be other chakras as well, and it could also be maybe you might need to do like a cleansing type of work, egg cleanse, burning ritual, whatever the case is. I have a video on my YouTube shorts about an egg cleanse, so if you want to check that out and how to do it, then definitely check it out. But specifically for your third eye, when you feel like your third eye chakra is blocked, you'll feel it. It'll give you like, you'll have a lot of pressure in the middle of your forehead as well as your temples, because it rules this whole area, rules this part of your brain, your frontal lobe, where you're making decisions, logical patterns, and all that stuff. So you'll feel the pressure within that region. And then when you feel like you really need to do a deep cleaning, like I mentioned before, sound baths are always really good. Listen to some Hort like music on YouTube. Definitely light some incense. I always tell people is that, you know, when you're cleaning and also honing your ability, you can use the same tools, but you can switch your intention. So sometimes you don't need a whole rich apothecary in your house. You don't need to buy a whole bunch of X, Y, and Z herbs, or give yourself like expectations of things you need to meet because you see them on social media. The same tools that you can use, more often than not, the same tools that you can use for grounding work and really honing your abilities is the same tools that you can use for cleansing and protection. So you can also light a third eye incense and you know, clean it. So when you use incense specifically, and like sage bundles, Palo Santo, you probably have heard of the clockwise method, right? If you haven't heard it, it's basically where when you are calling in the energy, whether it's protection, luck, abundance, manifestation, love, confidence, whatever it is that you are calling, you rotate that tool that you're using, so like an incense stick, and you roll it clockwise as you chant your manifestation. So for example, you say, if you're honing in your ability with your third eye chakra, light your incense and rotate it clockwise, and as you're rotating it, I typically say 3 times, but do it however much you feel like you feel confident enough in your ability, but rotate it rotate it and say like your manifestation. So I want my third eye chakra to be open and to be insightful. I want it to be open and insightful at X, Y, and Z. And then when you want to cleanse it, you just do it counterclockwise. So doing it counterclockwise is for banishing work and removal work. So you rotate it and you're like, I remove any blockages that are blocking my third eye chakra. I remove any blockages, evil eye, whatever it is that you want to say, but counterclockwise. So that's the clockwise method. I typically do that a lot of times in a lot of my rituals. Like I said, it's also for, you do it clockwise, it's for calling in the abundance and the energy that you want. You do it counterclockwise, you cleanse yourself and you're doing banishing work. You can do that with incense sticks, you can do that with sage, you can do that with bay leaves, you can do that with Palo Santo, you can do that with whatever it is that you have and you feel called to do. Now, another thing I do want to mention with your third eye chakra is like some crystals that I really recommend for it is crystals that can be between purple and pink crystals. So as I mentioned earlier, we were talking about incense rose, right? You can use rose quartz, you can use lepidolite, you can use kunzite, and then you can use amethyst, you can use ametrine, you can use indigo fluorite. A lot of purple and pink crystals, they kind of, I also mentioned this in my crown chakra video as well, but purple crystals really focus on a lot of insight, foresight, and just intuition and the divine. Now when you have, sorry, I was just looking at my camera really quickly, but you can also use pink crystals as well for your third eye, because your third eye is about your intuition and your confidence as well, and your confidence with your intuition. So self-love, self-healing, you know, you can use rhodonite as well to really like help you clear any negative thought patterns that you are experiencing within your third eye. So pink crystals, purple crystals are really like the best to really work with for my recommendation for your third eye as well as your crown chakra, but we're talking about the third eye today. So I usually say for crown chakra more deep like purple crystals, but also black crystals more so for the crown, but you can watch that video. And then for the third eye, I really recommend pinks and I really recommend purples, as well as that, you know, you can always use the hitters like always, like clear quartz, you know, Lumerian quartz. Those are like crystals that are gonna do everything you want it to do. So definitely don't forget about clear quartz, Lumerian quartz, selenite, satin spar, some people call it. But yeah, without further ado, I think that's all I have for today's video on the third eye chakra. Like I said, this is a little mini series where I'm talking and I'm explaining each chakra. You know, this is more like for beginner people. If you have any comments or any insights yourself, definitely drop a comment down below and let me know your information. And you know, I always love learning and I love teaching, okay? I'm never arrogant enough where I'm gonna be like, oh, I know everything like the back of my hand. Like, there's a difference between arrogance and confidence. So if you feel like there's something that I didn't touch on, I didn't cover, definitely drop it in the comments below. But just remember to be respectful to me and to other moons and to yourself, please. You know, respect is given, respect is earned, not just automatically. Like, you can't be talking crazy in the comments, right? But with that said, this is a safe space, so just be mindful of what you guys comment. But please like and share this video. Let me know your thoughts, and definitely like this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications, so that way you're not missing any of my other content. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining. I hope you like to stick around. My schedules are Wednesdays, Fridays, and oh, sorry, I just drew a blank there. Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Wednesdays, I do pick a card readings. On Fridays, I do typically like my mini series where I'm explaining like topics and stuff. So I have a I taught how to read tarot in my first series. So if you definitely want to check that out, learn how to read the major arcana and how to read tarot, definitely check that out. I'm doing this mini chakra series. I have another series coming up soon where I actually think it's kind of gonna be pop culture, but definitely stay tuned for that. We're gonna be talking about like some animes and some like, you know, other TV shows and movies and stuff like that, like just kind of fun things. If you ever have any video requests as well, like for spells and rituals, I typically do that on my Instagram, so follow me there. But I also do it on my YouTube shorts, like I said, the egg cleanse video that I mentioned earlier. So if you guys are definitely interested in that, check that out and come join the Moonies Squad. Like I said, I post Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. My Sundays videos are gonna also be like kind of like a Sunday reset, you know, spiritual stuff like that. So, and like like I said, it's always constantly changing, but my main content is always about like witchy stuff, witch tips, spirituality, and like astrology, anime here and there incorporated. We love that stuff, you know, House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, we talk about that here. So definitely if you guys are interested, come and join the Moonies Squad. Without further ado, I love you guys so much. Bye.